Let's go ahead and begin, everybody. Welcome. We'll start in mountain pose. Just go ahead and make your way up to the top of your mat. And just take your time as you continue to arrive in the space, settle yourself in. And as you make your way to standing, take a few moments just to feel connected to the earth, feel the ground beneath you. You might even take a moment just to be aware of your feet, the soles of your feet, and how you are connecting to the ground. And for a moment, if you can imagine kind of a tripod, a triangle shape on the soles of your feet. 2 points at the toes, near your big toe and your little toe, and then 1 point at the heel. So that creates your triangle or your tripod. And as you're able, connect those 3 points on both feet into the ground. Let that be your connection. And as you continue to create that foundation for yourself, begin to connect with your breath, that full awareness of your breath. Deep connection, moving inward. And as you're able, just breathing slowly, deeply, and even turning up the volume of your breath. That's it. So you can hear your breath, that nice sound, sounding like an ocean wave coming into the shore. And as you continue to bring more energy to your breath, just feel your breath rising upward as you inhale, filling up your lungs, feeling that nice expansive feeling. Good. And as you exhale, just draw your navel inward towards your spine, that light contraction of your abdominal muscles, engaging, feeling your center. Again, as you inhale, even feel the lengthening in your spine, feeling a little taller and lighter up top, as you feel your lungs expand and your heart opening. In your exhale, draw belly in, keeping this strong connection. Take 3 more breaths. And using these breaths to bring a bit more energy to your body as you prepare yourself to move. When you're ready, inhale and extend your arms out and up. Just reach up high. Nice stretch. Good. Exhale, we'll fold forward, so we're hinging at the hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to as you make your way down towards your toes. Inhale and slide your hands up the legs a bit to extend your spine so you create a long, flat back. Nice tabletop. Exhale, let's fold again. Make your way back down towards toes. This forward fold. And as you're able, a nice complete release, so you might feel heavy in the body as you fold forward. Or if you need a little extra support, you might just have your hands resting on your shins, so you're just in a partial fold. Whatever feels right at this moment for you, and just paying attention to your back, your legs, your hips. And feel free just to hold in stillness, paying attention to your breathing, or add some movement here. An obvious movement might be in the upper body, maybe rolling your shoulders, making circles. A little movement of your head. You might shake your head no, nod yes. Even a sway of your upper body, left and right. Just kind of a check-in, noticing how you're feeling. Take 2 more breaths in this forward fold. And get ready to stand. When you're ready, shifting your weight into your heels, bend your knees, feeling like you're going to sit down into a very low chair, extending through your spine, then sweep your arms out to the side as you stand up tall, reaching into the air. And then exhale, you can bring your hands together and down to your heart, or arms down by your side. Let's go again. We're going to inhale, float the arms out and up. And exhale at swan, dive forward, a good hinge from your hips, bending your knees, taking your time. Maybe a complete fold here, but a partial fold is just fine. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or knees, extending through your back body, long and flat. Exhale, melt right back down towards toes, holding very briefly. And then our weight shift into the heels, bend your knees, and inhale to reverse your swan dive. Spread your wings to help you float all the way back up, reaching high. And exhale, arms to your side or hands down to your heart space. Let's just pause for a moment. Take a breath. As you exhale, even send that exhale down the body. Root again to your feet, that tripod, that triangle, and the soles of your feet, and then reconnect. We'll continue with our flow here. Here we go. Inhale, reaching into the air, nice lengthening through the sides of your body. Exhale, fold forward, taking your time. You never need to rush as you flow and move through your practice. Inhale, let's rise up halfway. Feel the top of your head lead you forward. The exhale will fold all the way down, bending your knees, let your back round. So you can bring your hands to the mat and then step or walk both of your feet back or even jump back into plank pose, your high push-up position. We'll hold here. A couple breaths just to establish some strength in the body. And then when you exhale this next time, bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air, just guiding yourself into downward facing dog. Do what you need to settle into the pose. You might need to adjust your feet, adjust your hands on the mat, and just settle in. Good. Again, you can hold and just be here in the posture or add movement as you'd like. Good. Let's prepare our bodies to move once again. As you inhale, fill up your lungs as best as you can. Exhale, empty the belly, engage your core body, bend your knees to walk, step, or even jump. Both feet back up to the top of the mat. You'll be in forward fold. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. Halfway lift or monkey pose. Exhale to fold. And then our weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, come all the way up, reaching high. We're going to keep this moving. As you exhale, just take chair pose, Utkatasana. We're going to hold the posture for a moment, so feel free to bend your elbows at a good 90 degrees, yeah. Even draw them back just a bit, so you might feel sensation in your back body, a feeling of opening up through the chest as well. Good, breathe in, and our exhale will dive out of the seat, back down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening halfway up. Here we go, exhale, fold all the way down we go. Plant the hands into the mat, walk, step, or hop both feet back into plank pose. Breathe in. Now this exhale, you can take that same shortcut to downward facing dog or finish your push-up by bending your elbows, lower your way down to the earth. You can go all the way down or hover over the ground. Inhale into your back bend. It could be a low cobra or upward facing dog. There we go. And exhale, lifting hips. Let them float into the air. Downward facing dog. Step into place, just that adjustment of feet and hands arriving. Let's go for our lunges here. Whenever you're ready, inhale, extend right leg up behind you, reach long, good. Exhale, let's step right foot to the top of the mat for our first lunge. There we go. Left heel turns to the floor behind you. Make sure there's good weight in that back foot. Long spine hinge from hips. You've got it, rising up, facing forward. Let's hold our warrior one. Okay, and just bend the elbows 90 degrees, just like we did in that chair pose. Draw arms back a bit until you feel sensation in your back body, heart opening towards the front of the room. We'll inhale to shoot the arms straight up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Make your way back down to the ground. Slide the right foot back, plank pose. Complete the series as you'd like. That's it. Inhale to your back bend. Good variations, everybody. Exhale, downward facing dog. Always taking your time. Settling in, arriving. Then inhale to extend left leg up, reaching for the wall behind you. Here's our exhale to step left foot to the top of the mat. For the lunge, right heel will turn to the floor. Take your time, find your center. Long spine hinge from hips, rising up, reaching into the air. Hold our warrior one. Same thing, we're just going to bend the elbows. Draw them back a bit until you feel sensation in the back body, heart opening. Good, like those variations. Then our inhale, reaching back up into the air, and then fold. Finishing the flow, hands to the mat, sliding the left foot back to meet the other plank. And then your sequence here, Chaturanga Dandasana perhaps. Inhale, up dog or cobra or sphinx. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hold your down dog a breath or two. And then you're going to set your knees onto the mat. Sit back briefly in hero. Just want to give you a chance to grab your blocks. We're going to use our blocks for this next pose. And just place them right next to you on your mat. Just right next to you so you can easily grab them. You're going to take a seat. We're going to lie down now. So take a seat and sit in the center of your mat. Go ahead and roll down onto your back. Go ahead and hug the knees into chest. We're going to hold here for a moment before we move into our bridge pose. And what I'd like for you to experience here is breathing into your back body. You know, we do a lot of breathing, of course, and breathe into the front body. I have you expand through the lungs, open up your heart space. You know, we always give those instructions. But while you're lying on your back and feeling that connection to the earth, can you breathe into your back? So as you inhale, can you feel the back, your upper back perhaps, expand and even feel like it's pushing into the ground? You might need to kind of roll into a little ball. And then as you're able, same thing with the low back. Maybe it can make contact with the earth. So just filling yourself up. And then the exhale, nice release. And just try that again. And inhale to really fill yourself up, using more of that lung capacity. Feeling the ground underneath you as you make this contact. And that exhale. Good. And then just soften. Go ahead and set your feet on the floor. We're going to get set up for bridge. We're going to use the blocks. Alrighty? So we're going to just do a supported bridge pose. So whenever you're ready, you're going to inhale, just fill yourself up. Exhale, lift the hips high enough to slide one or two of your blocks underneath you to sit on. Okay? Just kind of play with the height, play with the rotation of the block. There you go. And just sit. Okay? So just our nice supportive bridge pose. I like doing this. I teach this in my soft flow class where you don't have to engage as much in the regular bridge. So whenever we do bridge pose, always feel free to do this variation if you'd like. Because I think it's still very effective. It still opens the front body. You can take deep breaths that feel that nice expansion in the lungs, even in the belly. Good. Take a few more breaths here. Excellent. 2 more breaths, just to finish. And ready to come out of the pose. Take your time, just rooting feet into the earth so you can engage and lift your hips to slide your blocks out from underneath you. And then just slowly make your way back down to the ground. And once you've landed softly, extend your legs out front, reach your arms behind you. Just that nice active reach and stretch in these opposite directions. Good. We'll get ready to continue. After your nice stretch there, let's bring both knees back into the chest and carefully, gently start to rock forward and back. A little momentum. And then exhale to rock your way up to seated. Yes, we can come to boat pose. And of course, you could do boat with heels on the floor. We've got them floating in the air. You can hold on to the legs, and the legs can be bent or straight. Nice extended spine. We're at an angle. The farther back you lean and the farther the feet go forward, the more intensity we create. You can always shorten it or tighten it. Let's get ready to move here, breathing in as if you're floating up into the air. We're going to exhale, cross legs, hands in front. If you can, hop back into plank or even just hands to the side. Just swing or step the feet back, plank pose. Take a shortcut to down dog. Just bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air. Let's do another lunge sequence. Here, let's inhale, extend right leg up, reach and hold. Hold on the exhale. So stay here, stay here. Keep breathing a couple more times and experience yourself getting longer if you're able. Reaching back with that lifted foot, hands pressed firmly in the floor. Now let's open the hip by bending the knee. Heel comes down towards your backside. A lifting of the knee, even just a little bit, will start to kind of twist and open you up a bit towards the right side of the room. If that feels fine, stay there. But if you're able, maybe rotate, open a tiny bit more. Tiny bit more, not much, as if you were going to step over yourself. Breathe in right where you are. And exhale to unwind it and step through. Right foot to the top of the mat, back to our warrior one. This time we'll flow right through it. Take your time, find that nice connection, then hinge your way up, warrior one. And exhale, opening to your warrior two. Here, yes, make some adjustments with the feet as you need to. Nice and tall, outstretched arms. There we go. Follow your right arm forward to angle the upper half of the body a little or a lot. And we'll rotate the arms. We're reaching high, reaching low. Just like that, yes? Good expansion here. Opening through the chest, opening through the hips. Stay here. You're going to bring your left hand down behind you, perhaps to your low back or even your left hip. If you've got some mobility in your shoulder, roll that left shoulder back and hold it back. You even feel like your heart is trying to move forward towards the windows. So in our practice today, we are focusing on some heart openers, okay? And I'm considering this a heart opener. And I've got another pose that we'll do. It's just half moon. Working our way towards that balancing posture. Let's inhale, re-extend the left hand up into the air. There we go. Exhale to turn, fold, bring your hands back down to the floor. We're going to step back into plank pose. Pause for a moment so the body can realign. Take your shortcut to downward facing dog. Bend your knees slightly, hips into the air, and that little tiptoe forward. Here we are. And then the other side. And inhale to extend left leg up, reach. Hold on the exhale. Keep breathing in and out to feel the body get longer, reaching. Making space in the body so you can open the hip. Yeah, bending the left knee so the heel comes down a bit. And the lifting of the knee. So you feel the opening of your hip towards the left side of the room. You might even feel a little twist or rotation in the torso. Feeling as if you might step over yourself. Breathe in right where you are. We'll exhale and unwind it to step through. Left foot to the top of the mat, ready for our lunge. Right heel will plant into the ground. Feel solid and secure, long spine. Hinge your way up, warrior one. Exhale, that's it, into our warrior two. Then our side angle pose, reaching forward. Rotate the arms. I typically stay up high in the pose. You certainly can go much lower, perhaps even touching the ground, or bring in those blocks if you'd like. But really, wherever you are, just feel this opening of the heart, so another heart opener as well as the hip opener. Stay here, bring your right hand down behind you, either to low back or right hip. If you've got some mobility in that shoulder, roll it back and hold it back. So there's just a bit of an emphasis of the heart opening, or even feel like it's moving towards that wall you're facing. A couple more breaths. And then we'll inhale to re-extend right arm up into the air. Exhale, turn, fold, hands down to the mat. Slide the left foot back. There's plank pose. Hold. Now here you're going to set both knees onto the floor, so you can be on hands and knees. Let's get set up for our next set of postures here. You're going to swing your right foot off to the right side, just making a kickstand. And then we'll extend the left leg back behind you, basically just lifting the knee, straight leg. You can keep the toes on the floor, and then just opening up towards the windows, left hand reaching into the air. You can stay just like this, reaching up, opening up. Not too different from our side angle pose. So here you might even bring your left hand down behind you to your low back and give yourself a nudge, meaning you're just kind of pushing your hips forward. And yeah, your upper body might lean back a bit. Yes, like that. Inhale to re-extend left arm up into the air. Exhale, let's return the left hand to the floor as well as your left knee. Bring the right foot back in. So you have returned to this tabletop. Take 2 or 3 breaths here for cat and cow. Inhale, lift head and heart, a little back bend. Exhale, round it all out. Take your time with this. Getting into the undulation of the spine, creating wonderful mobility throughout the spine and that rocking of the pelvis. And we'll just pause in our tabletop and get set up for the other side. So make a kickstand now with your left foot when you're ready. Extend your right leg back, stay on your toes. Then opening up to the right side of the room. Right hand reaching up into the air. Nice expansion. And then bringing right hand down to your low back and just encourage the hips to move forward. So maybe that hand is just giving you a little nudge, sending the hips forward. And maybe the upper back just leans back a tiny bit, not much. And then an inhale to re-extend right arm up into the air. And we'll rotate, turn. With an exhale, right hand to the floor. Bring the right knee to the floor. Bring your kickstand back in. And cat and cow. 2 or 3 breaths. And just going at your own pace. When you feel complete, just pause for a moment in your tabletop posture. And make your way back into down dog. You might even step your hands forward just a little bit, tuck your toes, then lift your knees and hips. Feel that re-extension of the spine. From here, breathing in deeply. Exhale, walk, step, or hop. Both feet return to the top of the mat to your forward fold, right there. Inhale, lengthening halfway up. Exhale, fold. Then our weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Good, reaching into the air. There's our stretch. Go ahead and exhale, bring your arms down to your side. Good. And maybe some circles with the shoulders, nice release. Get into your elbows, your wrists and fingers. Even your hips, if you want to move your hips around, get into your knees, check in with your feet. Yes. And then just make your way back to mountain pose. And just as we did at the beginning of practice, find your tripod, those 3 points on each foot, root and connect, balancing on 2 feet as we get prepared to balance on 1 foot. So you might start by softening the knees. Just check in to see if your knees lock, because I tend to do that myself. And then start shifting your weight over to your right foot. Root down strongly into the floor with that right foot. Yeah. Inhale to get tall and long through the spine. Exhale, core engagement. We're going to lift the left foot, maybe flexed foot to help it lift. Then swing the knee out to the side there. Good. And then placing the foot on the inside of your standing leg. I tend to go below the knee. You can certainly bring it above the knee. Or even use the floor if you need to. Or even break pose, bring in a block. And use that as a pedestal right there. And then inhale, take your arms up into the air. Once they are up, just a little extra lift and reach. Gazing forward or just dropping your eye line downward to help you focus. A breath. You've got it. Good. Keep the arms extended. Swing the left knee forward. Lift your knee with the flexed foot. Plant the foot into the ground. You can bring your arms back down by your side and then shake that loose. Same thing, top to bottom here if you like. Certainly in the feet. That's standing foot for sure. Whenever you're ready, return to mountain pose. Plug those 3 points into the ground on both feet. Soft knees. Yeah, shifting your weight into left foot root. Inhale, get tall, lifted and lengthened. Exhale, core connection. We can peel that right foot up off the floor. Even flex the foot so the leg stays strong. We'll swing the knee out. There's our hip opener. Placing foot somewhere on the inside of the standing leg. Even use that block. Inhale, taking the arms up into the air. Again, when you've got them up, lift up. So there's that sense of the torso lifting up out of the pelvic bowl. You might even find the right knee swings open a bit more because you created more space in the hips. There's even this awareness of being pretty square in the hips. They're facing forward. They haven't turned. Nice job. Let's keep the arms extended. We'll swing that right knee forward, lifting knee with the flexed foot, and we'll bring it back down to the earth, and the wings can come back down to your side. Let it go. Wonderful. All right, let's keep it moving here. Whenever you're ready, inhale, reaching into the sky. Exhale at swan dive forward, soft knees. Making your way down, maybe you can touch your toes. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold and bend, hands to the floor, hop or step back, plank pose. Come on down if you like. Chaturanga Dandasana, completing the push-up. Go at your own pace here. Inhale, opening the heart. Could be a low back bend. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Little tiptoe forward, just a little bit, just so your hips are nice and high in your pose. There it is. Inhale, extend your right leg up. Bend and twist open. A little extra rotation there, feeling, again, like you're going to step over yourself. Unwind it, step through, right foot to the top of the mat, warrior one. Left heel turns to the floor, rooted and grounded. Rising up, reaching high. Exhale, opening to your warrior two. So we're flowing, but go at your own pace. Side angle, reach out. Rotate the arms, reach high and low. There it is. Breathe in, more expansion here. Exhale, fold, turn. We're going to bring the hands to the floor. We're going to take it right back to down dog. So sweep the right foot back and up into the air. So you're in down dog, right leg lifted. Hold as you inhale. We move on the exhale. Step right foot to the top of the mat. High lunge this time. So left heel will remain lifted. Find that balance. Hinge from hips, rise up, reach up. Reach high, lunge low. And like what we did earlier, we'll just bend the elbows to 90 degrees. Pull arms back until you feel engagement or sensation in the back body. Heart opens. Make sure the neck is nice and long. We're going to inhale, shoot the arms straight up. Hinge forward about 45 degrees. Pushing through so we get the weight into the front foot so we can step forward, so we're in chair pose. Chair pose. Breathe in right here. And exhale, we're just diving out of it. Long spine, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold all the way down. Plant the hands, hop or step back, plank pose. Come down if you desire. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. So that's our sequence. Get set for the other side. Your inhale to extend left leg into the air. Let's get our hip opener, bending the knee, lifting that little twist, a little extra rotation if you have it in you. Unwind, step through, left foot to the top of the mat. Warrior one first, so right heel will turn to the ground. Feel that solid foundation, rising up. Exhale, opening to your warrior two. There it is, side angle pose, reaching out. Rotate here, high and low with the arms. So you can feel that opening in the hips and heart. Still moving, breathe in. Exhale, here we go. Turn, fold, hands to the floor. Back to down dog. Sweep the left foot back and up into the air. Breathe in, get longer as you're able. Exhale, left foot steps to the top of the mat for high lunge. Right heel stays lifted. Find that center. Hinge from hips. Rise up. Reaching high energetically. Feel that lunge. Bend elbows 90 degrees. Pull back, heart opens. Nice long neck. Here we go. Breathing in, reaching up. As we exhale, just hinge forward a bit, 45 degrees, shifting forward into the left foot so we can step right foot forward, chair pose, okay, and then diving out of the seat once again. Monkey, nice long spine. Exhale, hands to the earth. Float your way back into plank pose. You can certainly take the shortcut to down dog or go right on through a Vinyasa as you'd like, or a variation. And just make your way to downward facing dog. Just a breath or two here. We are going to go back down to the floor. So you can kneel down to take your seat, or you can hop forward, cross your legs and take a seat, roll down onto your back. You can hug knees into chest. Now we are going to return to our bridge pose. You can certainly do it like the first time using the blocks if you want. Otherwise, we'll do it freely, adding more engagement. Go ahead and plant the feet into the ground. Inhale, fill up the lungs. Exhale to empty the belly, feel that engagement, and then peel the hips away from the ground, lifting, holding here, or for that extra support, slide the blocks underneath you. That's it. If you're freely lifting, much more energy for sure. So you might even use not only your feet, but the backs of your arms and shoulders, rooting down into the earth to help you stay lifted. And maybe even lift a little higher. Okay, so back to our heart opening. And I chose the first version, that more supported version, because you are a little bit more relaxed. What came to mind for me was sometimes opening our hearts and giving or even receiving. Sometimes it feels very easy. It's easy to give, it's easy to receive. Sometimes there is a little bit more effort. We have to kind of dig in a little bit in order to be giving or even to accept, be receptive of a compliment or a prize or a reward. 2 breaths, you've got it. Wonderful, nice work, very strong. Wiggle the feet forward, extend your arms straight up into the air, making space so you can make your way back down to the earth or remove your blocks if you're using them. Once you've made them back down, made your body back down, extend the body, extend the legs out front, reach and stretch your arms behind you, very active. We'll draw knees into chest. Careful rocking of the body forward and back, rising to boat pose. Flexed feet, okay, or pointed toes, just something active, bent knees or straight legs, holding on or free of the hands, so lots of options here. Here we go, moving, breathing in. And exhale, cross legs, hands in front or even to the side, so you can swing the feet back or jump or hop back, plank pose. Hold right there, plank, is very strong. Gently, softly bring the knees to the floor. Okay, let's get off the hands. You might sit back. I call this half hero, where you just come maybe flex the toes and just sit back, but not all the way. Just really to free up your hands so you can get your blocks again, because you're going to place them at the top of the mat. You might stack your block. You may not need the blocks, okay? But up in front of the mat, maybe over to the right side a little bit. We're going to get ready for our next balancing segment. It'll be a warrior 3 variation, opening into our half moon. So let's return to a down dog. Here. Breathing in, fill up the lungs. And our exhale, walk, step, or hop up to the top of the mat. We'll be in forward fold. Let's inhale to extend spine. Fold again. Weights in the heels, bend your knees. We'll reverse the swan dive here, rising up with an inhale. Another big stretch. Exhale, arms to your side. Good. You can shake this loose. All right, we'll just do this together. So working from a variation of warrior 3, because we're going to have our hands on the blocks there, opening up into a half moon. So together, let's reach both arms up into the sky. Exhale, swan dive, so all the way down, so fingertips are coming towards your toes or the ground. Inhale for your halfway lift. Now on this exhale, fold and just bring your hands to your stacked blocks. Adjust your feet on the mat or move the blocks. Even though your blocks are over to the right side a little bit, that's fine. Keep both hands on the blocks. And kind of lean into the blocks. Rely on them. Soften the knees a little bit. Start shifting your weight into right foot. Root. Stay here. Because I'm going to have you inhale and round your spine like you're doing cat pose. Really feel that expansion, okay, in the back body. When you exhale, pull belly button up towards spine, like in cat. That should secure your body so you can now lift your left foot up off the floor and extend the left leg back behind you. Reach. Now, if you need to adjust the height of your blocks, you might want to do that right here, which I'm doing. I'm turning one of my blocks a little higher so I can actually lift myself up a little higher, making more space. So I want to extend as much as I can, not only through that left leg that's lifted, but through the torso like I'm going forward. We're getting set up for our half moon. Start by flexing the left foot, okay, the one that's in the air, and start lifting it up towards the ceiling. And as your body will start to turn towards the left side of the room. It doesn't have to open up all the way. And then your left arm might extend up into the air. Right there. And you can still look down at the floor just to help with balance. Breathe in. As we exhale, just going to turn and bring that left hand back down to the block perhaps. We're going in reverse. Just bend the left knee, bring it in towards your chest, rounding through the spine, that cat-like formation. And then set the left foot onto the floor, balance on 2 feet. And just bring your hands or fingertips down to the ground for your forward fold. Take a moment just to maybe slide or move your blocks over to the left side. Okay, we're just going to inhale and just halfway lift to get ready for the other side. As you exhale, fold and bring your hands to your stacked blocks on that left side. Lean into the blocks. Shifting your weight into your left foot, rooted and connected. Before you lift the right foot, round the spine. Inhale, fill up the back body. Exhale, pull belly button in. It's that cat-like feeling, cat pose. Then pick up the right foot and extend the right leg back behind you. If you need to, rise up onto your fingertips on the block or turn one of those blocks up a little higher so you have more space to help you extend. Then flex your right foot so it can lift up, which helps to open the hip. Okay, so you're facing the right side of the room, or even just partially, while your left arm, your right arm extends into the air. Yes, that's fine. No worries, no worries. Well done. Inhale, open more as you're able. Exhale, fold. Bring the right arm or hand back down to the blocks. Let's bring that right knee in towards your chest, that cat-like feeling, rounded spine. There it is. Set the foot onto the floor, balanced on 2 feet. Hands on shins. Monkey pose. Exhale, fold. Bring both hands to the floor. Just step back into plank pose. Stay there. Bring knees to the floor. You'll be in your tabletop. Make a kickstand with your right foot. Extend the left leg back behind you. Open up sideways. Extend the left arm up into the air. Something different with this. We've done it before, but not in this sequence yet. Shifting weight into the right hand, your front hand there, just to change the center of gravity so you can flex the left foot and lift that left foot. Okay, really not too different from what we just did in those half moons. But here we're going to create a back bend. So bend your left knee, bring your heel behind you. And if you can, bring the left hand back behind you to catch hold of the ankle. And if you can't reach the foot, what you may do is bring the knee forward towards the front body. That will allow you to maybe catch the shin or ankle and then kick it back behind you. Okay, same sensation of feeling the pelvis push forward and the upper body kind of leans back, creating that back bend. Now let's release the foot. Let's extend the leg and the arm, maybe the arm over your head towards the front of the room. And then turn, hand to the floor, left knee to the floor. 2 breaths, cat and cow, just to get that continued mobility in the spine. Let's get set for the other side. So make a kickstand with the left foot. Extend your right leg behind you. Let's open up sideways. Good extension. Nice opening. Changing the center of gravity by shifting forward a bit so we can float that right leg into the air. Do flex the foot because it'll engage the muscles so it lifts a little easier. Here's our back bend. So bend the knee. Reach back. You might just touch the heel or grab hold of the foot. If you can't reach it, you might bring the knee forward towards your chest or belly. You can then catch the shin, holding on to it. Just kick it back until you created this sideways kneeling back bend. Let's go ahead and release, extend the leg. And the arm perhaps overhead towards the front of the room. Then our careful return to the earth with the hand and the knee. Bring the kickstand back in. and then cat and cow. All right, pause, and then just sit back into hero pose for a moment here. Now we are going to go back to that half moon movement here. But once we get here, before even, well, let's see, is if I'm here and I've got my weight in my right foot, even before I step or extend this left leg back, I might even just step back like this and adjust this front foot so it's turning inward a little bit, okay, because that's going to help you open. Just turning that whole leg in, okay, and then I'm going to extend that leg back, and you might find that's going to allow a little bit more space so you can open up a little bit more. Here, we're going to do what we just did on the ground, bending the knee, reach back. Now, if you can't catch the foot, we're bringing the knee forward, catch the shin, and taking it back behind you. So we're here, maybe looking at the ground for the balance. We'll re-extend, take it in reverse. I might even just kind of spin that foot. There's our cat pose, and back to our fold. All right. So while you're on your knees, you might even slide your blocks over to the right side again, and then return to a downward facing dog. Here we go. Inhale, extend right leg up. We're going to bend and twist open. That's it. Feeling like you're going to step over yourself. Okay. This also prepares you for the pose we're about to do. Unwind it, step through. Right foot to the top of the mat. Let's go to a high lunge. High lunge here. Left heel stays lifted. Little weight shift back. Find that centering. Then rise. Rise. Let's keep the arms reaching up as you lunge low. Good. Yes. Breathe in. We're going to exhale, hinge and fold, maybe hands out front. Kind of launch yourself forward. Catch yourself on the blocks with the hands, and the left leg can go up into the air. Now, either bringing that left foot back down to the floor, or maybe you can easily just turn the right foot in a little bit. Okay? Then we'll get ready for our half moon. Flexing the foot, lifting that leg up, turning sideways and open. And maybe that right foot turning inward might help the opening of the posture. Left hand in the air. And then we're going to go for that bind or back bend, bending the left knee. If you can't reach the foot, bend the knee, bring it in towards chest, catch the ankle, then kick it back. And there we go. Let's release, re-extend the leg and left arm overhead. And turn, hands to the blocks. Bring that left knee in towards chest, rounded spine, cat pose. Left foot to the floor, balanced on 2 feet. Slide your blocks over to left side, hands to shins. Monkey pose, we have to flow through the other side. Exhale, fold all the way down, plant the hands, hop or step back, plank pose. Take the shortcut to down dog, or if you like, chaturanga dandasana, finishing the push-up, up dog, downward facing dog. Nice. Other side. Inhale, extend left leg into the air. Bend and twist open. Nice rotation. Opening up. And we just came out of this pose. All right, unwind it so you can step through for your high lunge. The right heel stays lifted, balanced. Hinge your way up. Reach high, lunge low. Good. We're breathing in. Exhale, folding. Hands out front. Launch yourself forward. Catch yourself onto the blocks there. Maybe the right leg immediately goes up into the air. Or keep it on the floor so you can turn that left foot in. That's just the whole leg, not just the foot. A little inner rotation. And then re-extend that right leg up, flexing the foot to lift it a little higher as your body starts to turn and open towards the right side of the room. And then your right arm up into the air, all the while maybe keeping your focus on the ground. Bend your knee, heel towards backside, reach back behind you. You can just hold on or catch the air. You don't have to grab anything. Or bring the knee in towards belly, catch the shin or ankle, and kick it back behind you. And we're ready to release and extend the leg and the arm. Turn so we can bring the hand back down to the block. Knee to chest. Foot to the floor, balanced on 2 feet, hands to shins. You can move your blocks out of the way. Monkey pose. Long spine. Exhale, fold and bend, hands to the floor. Hop or step back, plank pose. Again, come down if you'd like, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Well done. Holding for a moment here. Child's pose. Bring the knees to the floor, sit back into child's pose. You might start with the arms extended out front. You can hold there if you'd like, or go to embryo pose where you bring your arms behind you as if you're reaching for your feet, just so your arms and shoulders in particular can relax. Yes. So your third eye, your forehead, is probably connected to the earth. So just another connection to the ground. But because the back is slightly rounded as well as extending at the same time, we can continue that breath work into the back body. I've called this class, heart openers, and that usually means back bends to open the heart. I'm really thinking about more of that three-dimensional sense of heart opening. So it's not just your front body, but all parts of the body. Okay, your back, upper back, and low back, even through the sides of the body. But even think about that heart energy throughout your entire body. And you can really kind of express that in that half moon pose. Very opened. Very good. 3 more breaths here. Move in slow motion. When you feel ready, just rise up. And then you can just sit off to the side, swing the legs around to the front. If you want your blocks nearby, maybe bring them by your side. And then go ahead and roll down onto your back. Another hug of the knees into chest. Even another massage here. Some movement, or that same breath work we did earlier, really just feeling that expansion of the back body into the ground if you'd like. And then from here, just moving into any variation of an inverted pose. So you can just lay flat on your back and extend the legs straight up into the air, or you can use those blocks again. Maybe plant the feet into the earth, lift your hips, slide the blocks underneath you, or at least one, and then extend the legs up. That's another version. Or shoulder stand if you want. Yeah. So something that takes you upside down. Just legs up into the air. There you go. You can just hold static or add movement here in the legs, bend your knees, even your feet and toes. If you happen to be in shoulder stand, perhaps just an option, perhaps moving into plow pose, which I just think of it as an upside down forward fold. Very good. 3 more breaths. No rush. When you feel complete with your inverted posture, carefully make your way back down to the earth. We are moving into another back bend, just fish pose. So once you've made it down to the earth, you'll extend your legs out front. You're going to bring your arms underneath you, so down by your side and perhaps underneath you. So you're going to lie on your straight arms, perhaps getting the shoulders a bit underneath you. You'll be sitting on your hands. That's it. Long legs. And if you press the backs of the arms into the floor, lift your upper body, then arch the back. That's it. So you might be able to, if your eyes were open, you can see the wall behind you and it's upside down, right? And if you're propped up on the elbows, using that as stability, as the crown of your head, the very top of your head, rests very lightly on the ground. Make sure there's not too much pressure at all on the top of your head. Or you might be propped up more on your elbows where your head doesn't touch the ground at all. And just to add more activation, here's some options: long legs, pointed toes, or come to cobbler's pose, or just bend the knees and the soles of the feet touch. That's another way you can be in this posture. There you go. There, 3 more breaths wherever you are. Good. If you are in that fish pose, coming out, you want to lift the head off the floor, tuck the chin in towards your chest, and then lie all the way back down. And release your arms out from underneath you. Maybe just pause for a moment. You're maybe in Shavasana or bound angle pose. Then go ahead and hug the knees into chest. And here you might take your hip openers, so it could be bound angle pose, right here if you haven't done that already, or happy baby pose, or some other hip opener. Wonderful. Then 3 more breaths. Take your time. And when you do feel complete with your hip openers, release and just hug the knees once again into chest. Let's finish with a twist. So you'll send your knees over to the left side of the room, where your right arm extends to the right. Use props if you need to help support the body, so you don't over-rotate. Good. Breath. Two more breaths. When you feel complete, slowly make your way back to center. Hug the knees in towards body. Hold for a moment so there is a realignment of the spine. And the knees over to the left side. To the right side. As your left arm extends to the left. Breath. Just settling in, noticing the sensations. Two more breaths. Once again, moving as slowly as you can, return to center. Hug the knees in towards body for the realignment. Hold for a moment. Check in, notice, respond to the body. Responding to if it needs anything else as far as movement or postures to help you complete your practice today. Or if you feel complete, make your way into Shavasana or any other restorative pose. Now, of course, we are experiencing sound sensation. And so, like true yogis, as we are, either incorporating those sounds into your meditation or using breath work to suspend those sounds. Just kind of continue to press them or move them out of the periphery.
slow, steady breaths. Always returning to the breath. Once again, return to the awareness of your breath. This time taking 5 slow, deep, connective breaths. These heart-opening breaths. Feeling this heart energy flow with the breath throughout your entire body. Beginning to feel movement return to your body. At first it might just be very subtle movements. Just feel that movement grow, expand. And as you feel movement return, taking it slowly, roll onto one side of your body. Just moving into a nurturing pose. And continue with that slow movement of the body. Guide your way up to seated. Sitting on the ground, sitting on a block. Feel the re-extension of your spine. Relax shoulders and arms. Maybe your hands are resting in your lap for a moment. Nice. And then just one last movement together. We'll inhale, extend the arms out and up into the air. And as you exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Just completing our heart opening practice today. Take one more breath in and out. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste.